Hey everybody. So I want to talk about Sergei Bobrovsky here a little bit because he's obviously been a big story all season long. The Blue Jackets goaltender is an unrestricted free agent at the end of this year. There was talk about him potentially getting traded this season. Then that didn't happen, and the Blue Jackets are now making a pretty solid playoff run here and could potentially go very, very deep into the playoffs. So that, brings up a lot of questions about Sergei Bobrovsky and his future. Obviously his contract is up after this year and he's an unrestricted free agent. He has the opportunity to hit the open market. And, the big question is, where will he go and how much is he going to make? What is his next contract going to look like? So I wanted to delve into that a little bit and really take a look at what, I don't know. I'm just going, off of, just kind of common sense and my knowledge of the league here. What is Bobrovsky's next contract going to look like? So Sergei Bobrovsky is a Vezina Trophy winning goaltender. He's been one of the top goaltenders in the entire league for the past, 6-7 years now. He's 30 years old. He's been very good for a number of seasons with Columbus. But the knock on Bobrovsky was always his playoff performances. He could never play at the level in the playoffs that he could in the regular season. His regular season numbers are fantastic. Over his career, he has 447 games started. He's got 255 wins, 153 losses, and 37 overtime losses. So certainly many more wins than losses. His career goals against average is 2.46, so he's under 2.5 goals a game giving up. His career save percentage is .919, so he stops almost 92% of his shots against. His numbers in the regular season are fantastic, and they have been for much of his career. He obviously had a few really, really great seasons in there. Certainly 2016-17 comes to mind, where he finished with a 206 goals against average and a .931 save percentage. Started 63 games that year. That is just absolutely remarkable. He won 41 games that year. Great season for him, and he's been a very, very solid goaltender throughout his career, and he's been one of the top goalies in the league. The problems came in the playoffs, as you see here with his playoff numbers in his playoff career. Now, this is including this year, and this year's helped his numbers a lot. So, obviously, his numbers before this season were downright abysmal. He's 10-15 in 26 games started. So, one of those games, I guess, he started, got pulled, and then the team went on to win because he didn't get the loss there. But goals against average in the playoffs, 3.15. If you're a goaltender in the NHL giving up 3 goals a game, you don't stay in the NHL very long. And a save percentage of .899, so under 90% save percentage in the playoffs. His playoff career up until this season has been downright abysmal. Here he is in his 3 previous playoff appearances with Columbus, so 2014, 2017, and 2018. His goals against average in 2014 in the playoffs was 3.18. His goals against average in the 2017 playoffs, 3.88. His goals against average in the 2018 playoffs, 3.18. Absolutely awful playoff numbers for Bobrovsky until this season. This season in the playoffs, 2019, 6 games played, 6 games started, 5-1 with a 2.01 goals against average and a .930 save percentage. Absolutely phenomenal goaltending numbers from Bobrovsky in the playoffs this year. So, the stigma around him of him not being a good playoff goaltender, of being a great regular season goalie who then melts in the playoffs and can't stop a beach ball, that's going away now. And if the Jackets get by Boston, they're to the conference final, and he is now a goaltender who has taken his team to the conference final. That playoff stigma will be gone. So that's kind of the big knock against him. With that stigma gone, there's really no knocks left against Sergei Bobrovsky. He is a top 5 NHL goaltender, and there's no doubt about that. So, what's that going to look like money-wise for a contract? So, Carey Price is the highest paid goaltender in the league at $10.5 million. No one else is even close to him. Henrik Lundqvist is the second highest paid goaltender at $8.5 million. So Price is $2 million above Lundqvist, and Lundqvist is $1 million above everyone else. So Carey Price blows everyone else away salary-wise. And Bobrovsky's not going to get Carey Price money. He's not going to go that high. However, I do think he's going to get probably either around what Lundqvist got or more. I don't see him getting less than $8.5 million per year. The salary cap continues to go up year after year. Player salaries for other players, we just saw John Tavares sign a deal making $11 million per year. We have Taves and Kane in Chicago making $10.5 million per year. We've seen players get up the 11-12 range. Player salaries are going up. Unfortunately for the goaltenders, a lot of the high-end, big-name goaltenders in the league are on very team-friendly contracts. Braden Holtby's only making $6.1 million per year. Connor Hellebuck is only making a little over $6.1 million per year. Pekka Rinne and Tuukka Rask are the fourth highest paid goaltenders in the league. They're making $7 million a year. Corey Crawford only makes $6 million a year. Jonathan Quick is under $6 million per year. Marc-Andre Fleury under $6 million per year. So goaltender salaries have not really gone up the way that player salaries have yet. I think Bobrovsky is going to be a big change when it comes to that. I think he's going to be one of the first goaltenders to really lift the whole range of normal goaltender salaries up a little bit, because Bobrovsky's going to get a big deal. He's a Vezina level goaltender. He's a top 5 goaltender in the regular season, year in and year out. And then he's now performed in the playoffs. So the first time in his career, he's performed in the playoffs. That's going to put him up, I think, in the $9 million range. I think he will probably get $9 million per year this year. At the end of this year in free agency. And for length of the contract, again, he's 30 years old, so it's not like you're signing a 26-year-old here. He is 30. He'll be 31 next season. So, I wouldn't expect a 6 or 7 year deal. I think he's probably going to get 5. Honestly, if I was to make a prediction right now on the contract that Sergei Bobrovsky will sign this offseason, I would say 5 years and $9 million per year. So that's 5 years, $45 million total, $9 million per year. That's my prediction for Bobrovsky. It's going to probably be somewhere close to that. I doubt I nail it exact, but I would say probably 5 years and $9 million per year for Bobrovsky. So where's he going to go? Who's going to give him that? Now, Bobrovsky and Panarin obviously are the big free agent names for Columbus, and I think Panarin's gone. I don't think Panarin will be in a Columbus Blue Jackets uniform next year, and I'm pretty sure of that. I would almost be willing to put money down on that. Bobrovsky, though, I don't necessarily think Bobrovsky's gone 100%. I think there's a chance he does stay in Columbus, especially after his playoff performance this year. I don't necessarily see why Columbus would want to get rid of him. Up to this point, the knock has always been he can't play in the playoffs, but now he's played in the playoffs, and Columbus has won a playoff series, and they've gone to the second round with Bobrovsky as their goaltender. They might be going further. So at this point, it's kind of like you have a franchise goalie here. Why would you give that up? So I think there's a chance he does stay in Columbus, and if he does not stay in Columbus, I think the front runner for him is going to be the Florida Panthers, because Florida's got plenty of cap space, and they need a goalie. Roberto Luongo is 40 years old. He's not a starting goaltender anymore, and James Reimer sure as hell is not going to be a playoff-level starter. So I think Florida will try and move Reimer. They'll keep Luongo as the backup and bring in Bobrovsky to be the starting goaltender. That makes a ton of sense for them. They are a team that is just on the outside of the playoff picture. They have a ton of talent. They have some really, really good young players. They're just outside the playoff picture. If they can add an elite goaltender like Sergei Bobrovsky, and I also think they need another defenseman, I think if they can add a defenseman and add a elite starting goaltender, they will be a playoff team for years to come. So, Bobrovsky is not going to go to a low-level rebuilding team. He is somebody that you're going to bring in to win now. So if you are a team that is on the outside or, just outside, you have talent, you have the ability to potentially make a playoff run, but you're missing the goaltending piece, Sergei Bobrovsky is going to be a guy that you go for, and the number one team that fits that category in my mind is the Florida Panthers. They have the talent up front. They have the number one defenseman in Aaron Ekblad. I think they need another defenseman, but they need to figure out the goaltending. Goaltender is the most important position in hockey. And Roberto Luongo at his age is not gonna be he's injury prone and he's 40 plus now. He's not gonna be an elite level starting goaltender. Bobrovsky is. So I think he would really be the missing piece in Florida and immediately put them into playoff contention, or most likely to make the playoffs. Because the other teams that kind of in that situation, I think Philadelphia, they really wanted to make the playoffs, but they have Carter Hart. They have their goaltender of the now and the future. They have, they're young. They're not going to bring in Bobrovsky. They don't need a starting goaltender. They have Carter Hart. Edmonton maybe, but they just signed Mikko Koskinen. And again, well, Edmonton's in cap trouble, so Edmonton would have to dump some serious money. They would almost certainly have to get rid of Milan Lucic to ever be able to afford Bobrovsky. And how the hell are they going to get rid of Lucic? Nobody wants him or that contract. So I think Edmonton's out because of salary cap reasons. Florida, to me, is the team that stands out if he's going to leave Columbus. So I really think he's either going to stay in Columbus or he's going to go to Florida. Those are my top two destinations for Sergei Bobrovsky. They just make the most sense. And I think he's going to get $9 million per year. That will put him $500,000 above Henrik Lundqvist, and he'll be the second highest paid goaltender in the NHL. It will still have him quite a bit behind Carey Price, as I don't think any goaltender salary-wise is going to catch Carey Price anytime soon. $10.5 million for a goalie is a lot, and Montreal obviously locked themselves into that. But this is not Bobrovsky's already 30. This isn't like you're signing a 25-year-old or a 26-year-old superstar goalie. He is 30 already. So again, I'm thinking 5 years around that time frame, and right around $9 million is what I would give Sergei Bobrovsky. And I think he either stays in Columbus or goes to Florida. That's just my thoughts on the Sergei Bobrovsky situation and where he could end up this season and what kind of contract he's going to get. But obviously this year is not over. He's still got some work to do as Columbus and Boston play Game 3 tonight. And we'll see how far Bobrovsky goes in these playoffs. They've already won a series. They knocked out Tampa Bay. So even if they get beat by Boston, this has still been a very successful season for the Blue Jackets and for Bobrovsky as well to finally get over that playoff hump and play very well in the playoffs and win a series. So big money coming Sergei Bobrovsky's way this offseason. But with that, like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow on social media. All those links are down in the description below. If you'd like to further support the channel, the links to our Patreon and merchandise store are down in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.